Millions of bees are dying off, with alarming consequences for our environment and our food supply. We rely on bees to pollinate everything, from almonds to strawberries to the alfalfa used to feed dairy cows. What happens if the bees disappear? It's very simple. If there are no bees, there is no food.
In recent years, beekeepers report they are losing on average 30% of all honeybee colonies each winter. Twice the loss considered economically tolerable, just as worrisome, wild bee populations are also in decline.
Scientists point to several causes behind the issue with the bee loss, including global warming, habitat loss, and parasites. There is now a class of bee-killing insecticides known as neonics. When seeds are treated with neonics, the chemicals work their way into the pollen and nectar of the plants, which of course is horrible news for the bees and other pollinators. An example of this, a farmer named David Skewett planted corn seeds coated with neonics in 2013, which ended up leading him to losing 37 million of his bees. Once the corn started to get planted, our bees died by the millions, said Skewett.
Given the consequences for our farms and our food, you'd think we'd be doing all we can to protect bees and other pollinators from threats like neonics. Instead, big agrochemical companies like Dow Chemical are fighting to prevent bans. Dow Chemical has asked federal regulators for permission to use even larger quantities of these pesticides, as much as 400 times more than currently allowed.
Organized in Denver in 1880 by J.L. Peabody, E. Millinson, and Olive Wright, the Colorado Beekeepers Association functions as an umbrella organization for all other regional beekeeping organizations and clubs in the state. In addition, the Colorado Beekeepers Association, also known as the CSBA, is the only organization in Colorado that represents the concerns and interests of the commercial beekeeping sector, and also provides as one of the only opportunities for local beekeepers to learn about events and concerns within the larger beekeeping community.
You can support your local beekeeper by purchasing locally crafted bee products. There are beekeepers offering bees, beekeeping supplies, honey, propolis, pollen, and wax. Check out your local farmers market for many of our members.
Another way to enforce bee conservation is considering that bees, like all pollinators, need nectar and pollen to survive and thrive. In this state of Colorado, honey production is down dramatically from 20 years ago due to an increase in edge-to-edge planting on farm acreage. As we enter into another drought year, consider planting pots of pollinator-friendly plants on your patio deck. And also, consider replacing some, or better yet, all of your lawn with plantings for pollinators. Choose native plants in a variety of shapes and colors to encourage diversity. Native flowers will be better adapted to your climate than exotic flowers. If one size doesn't fit all, there are over 4,000 bee species in North America, 20,000 species of bees worldwide, ranging from 2 millimeters to an inch, which is 2.5 centimeters long. So blossoms should vary in species and size as well. Visiting some websites like Colorado Native Plant Society, they have different lists like front range plant lists, low water plants for pollinators, how to improve a bee protected habitat, growing bee friendly garden plants are all accessible resources for people of Colorado and of the United States and worldwide to become educated on what bees need to survive and thrive. This is Happy Bee. Happy Bee is alive, thriving, and doing well because of the access he has to native plants. This sage flowering bush is a prime example of one of the easy, accessible plants that you can plant in your yard to help the bees. Requiring little water, these plants are the perfect landing spots for all pollinators. Happy Bee spends his time pollinating and doing bee deeds as a bee should.
This is Sad Bee. Sad Bee is distraught over the lack of care and water the plants receive from which he gains his resources. Because of pesticides, sad bee is never able to get to the pollen on time.
Because of these circumstances, sad bee turns into angry bee. Angry bee is very frustrated with the lack of acknowledgement and care that humans show to such a vital organism on our planet. Angry bee is fed up and is ready for humankind to make a change.
Humans walk all over bees, not giving them the acknowledgement they need metaphorically and physically. People need to realize that when we squish bees, we are also squishing ourselves.
Hotter the day, smarter the bees.